Hello, my name is Warabile Diale, and today I want to talk about a crucial aspect of education that can significantly impact students' academic success, and that is language based literacy disorders. As educators, you play a crucial role in identifying and supporting students with these disorders. But before we dive into that, let's first understand what these disorders are. Language based disorders refer to difficulties with reading, writing, and spelling. It is important to note that these disorders are not due to a lack of intelligence or poor teaching. These disorders can affect a student's ability to decode text, comprehend text, and express themselves in writing. Common language based disorders include dyslexia, dysgraphia, aphasia, and auditory processing disorders. I will now hand over to my colleagues to tell you more about these disorders and what they look like in the classroom.
Greetings everyone, I am Lechaba Komoto. I will be educating you about dyslexia. Dyslexia is a learning disorder that affects an individual's ability to read, spell and write. Here are some indicators of dyslexia. The first one being having troubles with phonetic awareness, having troubles with sounding and decoding, difficulties with rhyming words, and having a very slow and unusual reading speed. So in a classroom, a student with dyslexia will need extra time to finish assignments. They will avoid participating in reading and writing assignments, and they will make frequent mistakes when reading aloud.
Hello, I'm Dagoma Shangani. Okay, so I'll be taking over dysgraphia. So dysgraphia is a neurological learning disorder that affects written expression. It impairs the ability to write coherently, legibly, and efficiently despite adequate instruction and congenital capacity. So we have key features. So our key features affect fine motor skills. So dysgraphia affect fine motor skills, orthographic coding, and language processing. And it can be developmental, which means that it can emerge in childhood or acquired. Acquired, you could have it after a brain injury. And we have indicators of dysgraphia. So we have motor and visual spatial indicator. We also have cognitive and language based indicator. We have behavioral and emotional indicator. So we'll first look into motor and visual spatial indicators. So it is illegible handwriting, inconsistent letter sizing and spacing. You have difficulty in forming letters or writing in a straight line. And then you have like unusual pencil grip or excessive pressure. So we will look on the number 2 indicator of dysgraphia. We have cognitive and language based indicators, which is frequent spelling errors, letter reversals, or omission of some certain words. And then we have behavioral and emotional indicators, which is avoidance of writing tasks, or you can have frustration or anxiety around written assignments. So now we are going to look at how having dysgraphia affects you in a classroom, like how it looks like in a classroom. Like you can see like you have like challenges in classroom, like in classroom activities, like such as like you have problem with handwriting, written assignments, note taking, and it also impact your emotional health. So it affects your handwriting in which way? Like you may have like a messy as if you may like write in a messy way, or you may like write slowly. You may have like floating margins, and then when it comes to written assignments, you have like shorter outputs, you have poor sentence structure, and you have omitted words or lack of detail. When it comes to note taking, you have difficulty copying from the board, and you have slow transcription and may miss spoken content. So we have emotional impact, which will like lead to low esteem, and anxiety during writing tasks. Okay, thank you.
Hello guys, my name is Ganze Mukwena and I'm here to talk about aphasia. Aphasia is a neurological disorder that affects an individual's ability to communicate effectively, often resulting from brain damages typically caused by stroke or traumatic brain injury. The indicators of aphasia: number one, difficulty finding words. People with aphasia may struggle to retrieve specific words or use substitute words. Number two is inaccurate word usage. They find it difficult using incorrect words or sound. Number three, difficulties following conversation. They also face trouble understanding spoken languages, especially in noisy environment. Number four is reading and writing challenges. They may struggle to read, write, or spell. The aphasia in classrooms. Learners with aphasia may find it difficult to follow teachers' instruction. Number two, they have challenges with reading and writing assignments. Three, communication difficulties. Students may struggle to express their thoughts, needs, or ideas. Number four is that aphasia can lead to frustration and anxiety. Thank you.
Hello, my name is SPMCB. So, what is an auditory processing disorder? It is a condition when the brain has trouble understanding sounds, even when the ears may be working perfectly normal. In simple terms, people with auditory processing disorder hear sounds, but their brain does not process those sounds correctly. It is like they get the message, but it gets scrambled all the way from the ear to the brain. So, what are the indicators of auditory processing disorder, or like the common signs? It is difficulty following spoken instructions, or struggling with reading, spelling, or learning new words, asking people to repeat themselves often, and confusing similar sounding um, words. How does auditory processing disorder look like in a classroom? So, children with an auditory processing disorder may often daydream in class, or like pay no attention, and most of the time they are easily distracted. This is because the real issue that they're struggling with here is that they're trying to make sense of what they are hearing, and they take long to answer questions in class, and they misinterpret questions or instructions. They overuse the word what, huh? Well, yeah. And they usually learn better when you show them pictures more than when you give them a spoken lesson.
Hi, my name is Sunshine Toby. Impact of these disorders on the lifelong learning of children at school level. Children with these disorders may face challenges in academic outcomes such as lower reading and writing scores, difficulty with note taking, and struggles with following instructions. Social factors can lead to withdrawal and isolation, as these children may feel frustrated, embarrassed, or different from their peers. This can negatively impact their mental health, potentially leading to anxiety, depression, and decrease in self-esteem. With proper support and accommodations, however, these children can thrive and develop strategies to overcome their challenges. Preventative strategies. I'll be taking you in the early detection. Early detection is a key in addressing learning disorders like dyslexia, dysgraphia, aphasia, and auditory processing disorder. Just like newborn hearing screening helps identifying hearing issues early on. Detecting these disorders in children at a young age allows educators and healthcare professionals to provide targeted support.
Hello, my name is Odatinko. The preventative measures being speech therapy, preventing written language issues, Speech language pathologies can foster language acquisition to help prevent potential literacy problems. The second one being identifying at-risk children. They can assist students to identify those risks for reading and writing challenges through therapy activities such as language games. Play games that promote language development such as word organization, categorization, and storytelling. Writing activities. Incorporate writing activities that reinforce phonics and spelling skills. Collaboration with educators. Work with teachers to develop and implement literacy support strategies in the classroom. The last one being multisensory teaching approaches to teach students with different learning styles. For an example, visual aids and the use of technology.
So I'll be looking at phonetic instruction. So the phonetic instruction focuses on teaching children how to produce and distinguish individual speech sounds, and it emphasizes on articulatory placement, auditory discrimination, symbol association, and then it helps children with phonological awareness, auditory processing, word finding and naming, syntax and grammar. So yeah, yeah.
Why is counseling important for the child with auditory or speech disorder? And why is it also important for the parents and their teachers? Starting off with the child might often feel frustrated or isolate themselves. Therefore, counseling can help them to process their emotions and also give them ways to develop coping strategies. It can also make the child feel heard rather than being judged, and gives them the opportunity to express themselves. For parents, counseling is important as they learn about their child's needs and how to support them throughout. It also helps the parents to deal with emotions such as worry or guilt. It helps the parents to advocate for their child's care and support. For the teacher, it helps the teacher to understand the child's challenges and for the teacher to be sensitive to such matters. It can also improve communication between the child and the teacher, as the teacher learns a new way to talk to the child in a way that can work best for the child. And it also helps the teacher to develop a way to make the child feel included in class with their classmates.
So, as we have educated you guys on the different types of learning-based disorders and their impact, how they look in the classroom, it is important to remember that language-based disorders are a very common challenge among students these days. As teachers, you have the power and the liberty to make a significant difference in the lives of students dealing with these disorders. And through promoting collaboration between speech therapists and audiologists, we can then develop and implement strategies that promote individualized learning for these students. We have the power to shape the lives of these students and ensure a better tomorrow, and we should by all means do so. Every student has a voice, and it is our job to listen to them. Thank you for watching this video.